Hello and welcome, everybody. Come on in. Got a few things to look at, go over. Whew. Stir up. Maybe that's a good word, stir up. So, good day. Hello, everybody. Hello. So, put out there that I'm on. I know there's a few things I just wanted to go over today and talk about. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with astrologically with the weather. So I'll let people know that's what I'm doing. So hello, welcome everybody. And hello. I'm just saying on here, I am live. One day I'm going to say, I am alive. So I am live. So, well, I am love too, but live. I am live. Post. Put things out there. A lot of things are changing up here on Facebook, I guess. There's a few things. We're saying that people were logged. Everybody was logged, forced to activation for location. I don't know. I think something's been reset. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's good or bad, but they took your location off, and maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe it is a good thing. Who knows? But anyways, so that's sort of the craziness that's going on there. A lot of people are going over to MeWe, but MeWe has it's not all free. And so when it comes to MeWe, everything isn't free on there. You have to pay for certain levels and stuff and activation. So that's interesting. That's what I understand so far with this app. So, and what else is going on? Let's get into some astrology here. I mean, a lot of people, the energies are kind of down. They are heavy because you got that Saturn and Sun conjunction. So when the Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius, they're in Aquarius, and the Sun is in Aquarius. So the Sun doesn't like to be in Aquarius, really. I mean, that's not, he rules Leo. His ruling house is across the street. So he's in what we call the detriment. So when we look at him, doesn't have a whole hell of a lot of power. And when you look at how the Sun rises, right, the Sun sort of hangs. It doesn't rise high in the sky like it does, during the summertime. It's sort of hanging there. So the Sun's just hanging. And sort of hangs along the horizon until it sets. So it doesn't have that full oomph that it normally has. So it's kind of like, he's not really happy. But there are places, of course, we always have choices to choose the happiness that we want to choose. But this choice, especially with the Venus, lovely little sexy Venus, this little vixen, is making some stimulations over to the nodes, right? So she's making some, putting over, and she's, hold on here, she's sex congruent. Oh my God, I can't even talk today. She's quincunxing. So she's quincunxing over to the North Node. So it's saying there's stuff on the table, but we don't know exactly what to do with everything. But there's a bunch of stuff on the picnic table that needs to be discussed, but we don't have all the answers. So if you don't have all the answers, you can't make a lot of big decisions that you want to make. But there's a lot of overwhelming feeling of wanting to get everything together, and that's Mars in Taurus. He wants to get everything together, and it's like he's in this energy, and maybe he doesn't have enough money, maybe he doesn't have the right clothing, maybe there's something there that's out of alignment, so he's getting overwhelmed and wondered, what can I do? Hence I got, the star came in reversed, and that means that we got to look around to see who is with us, who is with me. who is on my side. There's so much shaming that's going out there. You mention something, you say something, and I mean, I mentioned something on somebody's feed the other day, about 3 days ago. People are still like, oh, you don't believe in this, and you're this. And I'm just like, whoa, people, you want people fired, or you want this. And I'm just like, no, I just want freedom of speech. I want people to be sovereign. I want people to be able to stand in their power. Yet we're finding that even within maybe where you work, you have to watch your P's and Q's. You can't say anything out of a line, right? You go to a certain thing, there's certain, these are the rules you're going to have to follow, and you're going to have to abide by these rules, abide by these laws. And some of this is going to be forced upon you, and it might not sit with you well. Hence, again, now we're going down to Taurus energy, and that Uranus in Taurus. And Uranus is in Taurus, every time he's been there, is that what happens is that there's a buildup. There's a buildup of control, that people want to have control. Here is this beautiful energy of Uranus, and he's in Earth, and he again, he's at his detriment. He doesn't like it there. So he's trying to strive up. He's trying to put up and bring in, freedom. He wants to bring in for you to understand who are the groups that you are with, because he's a ruler of Aquarius, right? Who do you hang with? What narrative are you following? Is that your truth? And this is where it's like, are you putting, falseness in front of you? And that can be kind of overwhelming for a lot of people. Like, are you falling into an alignment and covering your eyes because you just want to make sure I'm just safe, being the kid hiding in the closet and covering his eyes and saying, I don't want to see anything else that's around there. You can't see me, I can't see you. And this truth is coming up, and here's this energy that's coming forward that says, you know what, we gotta start searching, we gotta start reaching out, because the Page of Pentacles came in, and the Page of Pentacles is like, we really got to start stepping into our foundation and really bring in our expression of self and be willing to have our voice and not be shamed, because the Page is this young, youthful energy of Earth. So it's this world, it's this youthful energy that wants to come out and say, you know what? I don't know if I believe in this. I don't know if I believe in, what is being told to me, or the illusion that's being brought to me, hence Neptune square the nodes. Neptune rules media, Neptune rules illusion. And when he's in a heavy square, it's like, am I in the south node of delusionment and wanting, everything is fine in my world and you don't have food, or everything's fine in my world and you need to step out and ask for help in some way. Hence, the North Node comes in and says, we want to find the truth. We want truth. That's what we want. And it's funny, I'm watching this show on Netflix it's called The Fate, the Sage of Wicks or something like that. But all these young kids are coming in, we want the truth. Don't lie to us. We understand what's going on. We just need the truth. And, in comes, Pluto, all of this last year was a setup of all this information to come out, all the secrets starting to come to the surface. Yet, are we wanting to believe them or not? This is where you have to follow. This is a radical energy that's coming in. And I don't mean radical as in crazy radicals on the street with pitchforks and, we're going to go get you. No, that was a pirate. Not that. It's this energy. It's this radical of connecting with your divinity. It's connection with your divine. This is where to follow your divine source. That's where this is coming in. And it's saying you got to step into this divinity. You got to step into it. And it's radical. Or are you going to continue with your blinders on and not see the truth of what is coming forward in all areas of your life? Like, you could go to the doctor and they could give you and say, you know what, you have high blood pressure, and you can be, la la la, no I don't, I'm fine, I am fine. And you might need to change your diet. You might need to reduce salt. You might need to look at your gut health. You might need to take some kind of medication to regulate your blood pressure. There's things you can do to change it and follow it and really bring in a better healthy lifestyle or not. And I think this is where a lot of people are coming in and where people are you're willing to have your voice, but you're getting shamed. You're getting shamed. Like, how many people is like, oh, you want people to just get fired, or you want this? And I mean, it's like, wow, you know what? No, I backed off and I said, saying you love and light. And then I got condemned by sending you out with love and light, as if I'm like, oh, you're just trying to control us with your love and light. I guess I am, if that's the way you feel. But that's the thing, is that people want you to conform. They want you to be a certain way and set, and you're going to find it, especially with Uranus in Taurus. The last time he was in here was pre-World War II. And if you look at the similarities that are happening in the world right now, this is where we start to look at and we start to see what's going on, what kind of control. And even coming down to telling people now, there are certain masks you can and certain masks you can't wear. Whoa. Like, it's like really, and even though I'm not a mask wearer, I don't believe in the masks. I don't think the masks work. I think they're a fucking bunch of bullshit. I really do. This isn't, there's information that we're going to have. And when it comes to false science, that's Mercury going retrograde. When Mercury's going retrograde in Aquarius, that comes into being about false science. Last year, when he went into Pisces, that's about being a spell being cast. So there's energies that are coming in that are saying, are you coming into a falseness or a disillusionment within your own life in some parts? Are you being told something that within your own divine self, it isn't right, it isn't true? You don't believe it, it isn't. And that's where this energy is coming in, and it's getting us to wake up. But not everybody wants to hear it. Not everybody wants to look at it. This is where it's with Mars coming up, and he's still in conjunct with Neptune. It is this energy that's coming in that's saying we got to start looking at what we need to start doing. And we got to start seeing who is around us that we can trust. Who's around us? Who can we reach out to? Who do we know that this is who we can, these are the people that I know I'm able to have around me that I can say things to, and I know I'm going to be okay. It's like, when you're coming in and you're needing guidance from somebody, it's allowing yourself to be open and having somebody that you can trust for the guidance to help you along your way. And this newness coming in, the Page of Pentacles, this newness that's coming in to build a new foundation in your world. So allowing yourself to come into and going back to some of your basics, making sure you have some of your basics. And that's what's going to be, as especially with Uranus. Uranus is in there for another, 5 years or so. This is coming in about our basics. What are your basics? What is the things that you need? Because it can get very overwhelming because Mars is in there. And he's going to be there until, the end of February? Yeah, end of February. So with that, with that energy, this is where we have to really look at and begin to create and begin to question. That's the other thing. I don't see people questioning anything about, like, as soon as you step up and you state something about questioning, like questioning what CV is, questioning the vaccine, questioning anything, because you get, what are you questioning for? Why are you standing up for that? And I think there's a way about going about questioning, and there's a way about going about having the information and coming up with some facts and some truth. That's a huge one. And having facts and truth come out. And we got to watch the illusionment of what is being portrayed when it comes to our media. Because this is where it's like, my mom used to call it the boob tube, right? Well, you're connected to the boob tube. So you're connected to that, now, as I got older, I get it. You're connected to that boob. And you got to get weaned off. And that's where we have to start looking at it and watching and finding information in other places. And being open to new information that's coming through. Right? Being open to that. And that's going to be the big part as we are going through. And especially this weekend, you're going to start feeling it even more with a lot of laws that are going to be coming in. I mean, this is the astrology, and you got to look at history and what history did. And when I look at the astrology and I look at the time frame, and now Uranus or now Neptune has gone into 19 degrees, so he is exact with the squares. And at 19 degrees, there were witch hunts of what the witch hunts were. So that means people who are coming out and saying things, and maybe they're just blurting it out and you don't like the way they're blurted out, or the company doesn't like the way that they're blurted out, or they're expecting you to be a certain way. So this is where, this craziness is going to start coming in, and a lot of distortion is going to start happening. And I hear people, it's like, oh, well, I went over here and I'm afraid I might have been infected, or I got this, or this person's been infected. And I'm just like, there's just in my gut and in my heart, I know there's a bunch of bullshit that's being fed out there. And we really have to come into our truth and not follow, and not, it's just like, I don't know, you guys let me know. But I know there's radical connections with the divinity that's coming in and the divine. And when people stand up with their own divinity and they stand up against something that is the tyranny that's rising, that they get torn down. And this is where we will find that we're going to find that, especially this weekend, that we got to find our truth of how we can enjoy the world that we want to enjoy, that we can find the connections that we want to find and have fun with them. That's where I think we're where things are going to be heading. This year is, and Sun Saturn usually set the tone, is going to set the tone for this year. So there is going to be a lot of things that we're going to have to really fight for to get into our happiness, and making the choices that are going to make us happy, that are going to make us, that are going to set us onto the road of where we want to be, to create our foundation, making sure that we are surrounding ourselves with the people that are out, that we can trust. And this is too where I'm going to bring up the question for the star here, where we can not be afraid to ask for the guidance that we need and look out for the new sparks of inspiration and ideas. Hence, that reversed? And are you ready to celebrate and honor the light that surrounds you? Are you ready to celebrate you? Are you ready to stand up for you? And when and you know what really, because Russell Brand did a beautiful podcast, and I'm going to pull up her name because I think it's just hang on, bear with me, because I want to bring up her name to make sure I say her name right. And it was one just the other day. What is his thing? Oh, it's funny, I can't find it. But he just did an interview with a survivor, a Jewish survivor from World War II, and it was. I mean, what she was saying, because she was talking about, stepping in the powers of love, stepping in that power of allowing yourself to be the butterfly, the new, that beautiful energy. And does she see any similarities? And she says, oh, yes. And that kind of sort of, made me kind of think of a lot of the with a Holocaust survivor, and her name is Edith Eger. Edith Eger, and talking about, she's a Holocaust survivor, one of the few that are left, and that was done 3 days ago, and she talks about it. And I think that, to get her perspective, to understand, because she's a real fabulous lady, and she's written books, and she's really got some beautiful energy around her. But how she was, just seeing, it's the little things that we think are okay that go unnoticed at times, or the things that politicians might say that we are just like, oh, whatever. It's like our premier about the coal mining. But the thing is that you think it's over because he gave you a little bit. He gave you, said, here we're not doing this spot, but then there's a whole gray area that they are doing. So this is for us to do our own research. This is for us to step up, to step into our own divinity, into our sovereignty, into our light, and allowing this light to shine, and be aware of what's being around and looking for the truth, seeking the truth, not sitting around, but seek the truth. Not everybody's going to like your truth. Not everybody's going to like what you say. And I've been saying that for a while. And, when people start, rallying and stepping up, this is where I just got, especially in the witch hunts, people are going to be watching, who's that person, who are they associated with? It's going to get crazy, people. This is only the beginning of the crazy. So the more we stand in our light, the more we come out with our beauty and our substance, and the greater this, we can make change. You can make the change. You can make the change for the beauty. You can make the change to be that one to create the love and the joy and the bliss in the world. But you can't be afraid. That's going to be the thing. So sending you guys out with so much love. Definitely, if you are wanting to learn how to cast a spell, how not to cast a spell, join me. It is a 6-week program, and we are starting on the 28th, and it's going to go for 6 weeks. It's $25 a week. You can take 1 week or not take another week. So we're going to go into how to create a spell, how to cast a circle, what are the quarters, how to do a herb, working with herbs, working with essential oils, what is conjuring, what is root magic. So we're going to cover different areas each week. So I'm going to cover different types of magic, different types of spell casting over the next 6 weeks. We also have starting February 1st, a new meditation for 21 days. If you wish to join me, it is going to be $25 for 21 days and starting February 1st. So you can find that information. You can DM me. Don't know if I put it all up on my website. I think on the Guru Mama, I only have the angel class that's coming up on February 19th, 20th, and 21st on my website. So definitely there's that class that's coming up too, and that's going to be so awesome because we're going to be stepping in and working with the female archangels. So lots of real beautiful positive energy coming forth that, when we work with this energy, this is working with where we are allowing ourselves to bring in the healing and bringing in not only healing for ourselves, but when we can heal ourselves, it goes forward and it heals others. So working with all of that type of energy, and same with dealing with the spell casting. It's education, understanding what they are, what they do, and how can I create, some special energy for myself, my family, for better health, wealth, and longevity all around. Sending out with so much love. Let me know if you're interested in anything that I do or book a reading. God bless, and the goddess bless you. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and do and be. Shine your fucking light out there today and be that beam and enjoy. Blessed be everybody.